Jericho. I had a weird experience today on the Amino app. I joined a subgroup called Therian Amino, and the tagline was a place for Therians and other kin to feel safe. And I thought, that sounds nice, but it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. So I get there, and you can make these things called favorites on the Amino, and it's basically, in that context, it would be your stereotypes and kin types. So I put my two stereotypes up, and when I put my kin type up, it got taken down and flagged as off topic. Fine, whatever. I understand that maybe you're trying to focus more on Therians, whatever. Later, I make a poll for people who consider themselves to be polykin, and it was how many stereotypes and kin types do you have? The first option was 1 to 3. The next option was 3 to 5. The third option was 6 and up. And somebody commented, I don't believe that you can have 5 or more kin types. And to which I replied very nicely, I've never heard that before. And then they said, well, it's a fact. And I said, I don't think that's a fact. Everyone's spiritual path is different. And they said, no, it's a fact. And then I put, what about people who believe in reincarnation? People who believe that they've been reincarnated more than 5 times as something. Or, there are some people who believe that their soul is split between more than, 5 things. I'm not one of them, but I know that they exist, and they've existed before other kin and Therians, and they will exist after other kin and Therians. And they did not reply after that. And then I got a message from the leader of the Amino that it was attached to the message that said that my content was banned and that they were sorry, and if I had any questions, it was fine. To which directly after I had asked the leader if it was okay that my profile biography said what my kin type was, along with my stereotypes, as long as I didn't put it in specific content. And their next reply was, you can't have more than 5 kin types, or 5 stereotypes. And I said, okay, because at first it didn't register that they were commenting about my poll. So I put, okay, but what about my profile question from before? And they put, excuse me? They typed it very, what? And I was like, well, I asked if it was okay, and they're like, it's fine, but you can't have more than 5 stereotypes. And I was like, well, okay, not trying to be rude, but I would like to ask a question. I've been somebody who has known about this term and consider myself to be under the label of this term for about 10 years now. And I have felt the qualifications of it since before I knew the term. And I have never heard that before. Not before I've been on this Amino, which is approximately today. Do you have any information about that? Just curious, because if they did, I was going to look at it. And then they said, I have been in the community since I was 5. My mother since she was 3, and my grandmother since she was 2. Are you questioning my authority? First of all, it's an Amino. You really don't have any authority in the real world. Second of all, you are very insecure for somebody who thinks they can lead a group. Third of all, no, and I don't care about your family's identities. I just wanted to know if you had any resources for me so that I could better educate myself to your point of view. But basically, I didn't say that. What I really said was, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you feel threatened. From my understanding, which has been the understanding that I've had my whole life since my mother bought us a computer with internet on it, was that the term otherkin came about in the 90s and therianthropy came after that. So I acknowledge that your family could all be that, but they didn't call themselves that. I didn't mean to start anything, but I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna leave the community because I don't feel that this is a safe place for me, and I don't feel that this is a good community if it's not meant on spreading actual information about the spirituality and identity aspects of it, because